I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be, what's good? It's your man's Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. Welcome. It's good to be with y'all, right? Uncle Freezy in the place to be, rocking the spot. You know, Chuck Allen in the building. What's good? What's good, Chuck? What's happening? What's happening? So throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh, yeah. What's good? What's good? It's good to be with y'all, man. I got something that I want to talk to y'all about. Yo, Lily Phillips is in the building. What's good? Miss Geraldine's in the building. How you today, ma'am? What's good? All right. So I got something. So Subliminal 209 told me, he's like, yo, you be having all these topics and you don't ever get to them. You right. I do have topics, bro. I do have topics and I do want to get to them. And so what I'll do is I'll start by talking about my topic first before we go into other stuff, right? So here's the thing I want to talk to y'all about. And I'm getting right to the nitty gritty, right? I'm getting right to the nitty gritty. Will we regret losing Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson, and others that leave before they develop into who they are as professional NBA players? Right. This is a legit question to ask. I'm asking you this because it has happened to us in the past, but not frequently. Right. But because we don't have a history of developing young players, when we see young players go somewhere else, leave our team, go somewhere else and play and become that player, we regret it. We regret the Doug Christies, the Trevor Arizas, maybe even Frank Ntilikina's, right? And the guys that I'm mentioning had flashed so much potential that if they leave and go to somewhere that is even remotely competent, these dudes can become quality NBA players. Right? Kevin Knox, just imagine a 6'8" wing player, athletic, with a smooth jump shot and a want and in his heart just wants to belong to something. Right? Right? Think about what Kevin Knox is. An athletic wing, and I'm not saying super athletic. Now, I'm not calling him Scottie Pippen. What I'm saying is an athletic wing with a nice shooting stroke, young, moldable. If he leaves the Knicks and goes to just San Antonio, Kevin Knox leaves the Knicks and goes to San Antonio, or not even San Antonio, because San Antonio might be the best case scenario. Kevin Knox leaves the Knicks and goes to Phoenix. Kevin Knox leaves the Knicks and goes to Phoenix and develops as a 3 and some D wing player. Right? Will we regret losing Kevin Knox, or will we just look at it as if it's one to grow on? Say Kevin Knox goes to a place that develops wings, that has a track record of developing wings like Orlando. Uncle Freeze, what do you mean Orlando has track records of developing wings? Hey, you signed one of the wings they developed in Evan Fournier. So this shouldn't even be a discussion. You threw the bag at Evan Fournier, a wing player that Orlando developed. They developed Terrence Ross. They developed Aaron Gordon, who also got the bag this year. They developed Jonathan Isaac. Right? Come on. Kevin Knox leaves New York, where we say there is a glut at his position. There are no minutes for Kevin Knox. And he goes somewhere like Orlando, where they take their time with kids, develop them not into what they want, but into what that player is destined to be. They develop, according to what the skill set of the player is. Right? If you're a leaper like Aaron Gordon, they let you become a leaper, right? If you're a defender like Jonathan Isaac, they develop you into a defender like Jonathan Isaac. If you're a hot and cold scorer like Terrence Ross, they develop you into a hot and cold scorer like Terrence Ross. If you're an all-around offensive threat like Evan Fournier, they develop you into an all-around offensive threat like Evan Fournier. Right? So if you're a Knicks fan, will you rue the day that Kevin Knox walks out of the door? Knowing the last great small forward the Knicks had was named Carmelo Anthony. If you're a Knicks fan, will you rue the day? Will you rue the day that Kevin Knox walks out of the door? Will you be like, oh man, we had a 6'8", 6'9" wing that could shoot the three. Here, we just didn't give him time to develop, or develop him correctly. Right? You didn't develop him correctly. And I know Knicks fans are going to be like, well, Kevin Knox, he has a low motor. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's what a lot of us say. Kevin Knox has a low motor, right? What about your development staff his first 2 seasons? Do they get any credit for anything or discredit for anything? What about them? Right? So I'm multitasking, right? putting the thing out there for the guys. I don't know why I didn't do this before I started the joint. I need to do better. I will do better. I be busy though, man. I be not busy like that, but yeah. What happens when Mitchell Robinson walks out of the door? What happens when Mitchell Robinson walks out of the door? Are you going to convince yourself that, no, we can throw anybody at center? Because I loved Cole Aldridge. I love Jason Smith. I loved Earl Barron. I loved Jackie Cato. Y'all remember the Jackie Cato years? Man, I love Jeremy Tyler at center. Jeremy Tyler was that dude for us. Maybe we could bring Kenny Wooten back to play some power forward for us. So I'm not knocking the front office. The front office make the decision they feel like they're comfortable with, right? But what I'm saying as a Knicks fan is, when are we going to stop letting young guys walk out of the door and stop blaming them and start being accountable? Start pointing to the person in the mirror. Maybe the reason why that person failed is because they were not supplied with the adequate resources to become the best version of themselves while they were here with us. Yeah, man. Y'all remember Jackie Butler? Oh, the Jackie Butler years were. What about Andrea Bargnani? Y'all remember Andrea Bargnani? Little Italy, a dude 7 foot tall named Little Italy. A dude 7 foot, 250 pounds named Little Italy. I think y'all understand where I'm going with this. What I'm doing is not trying to stir up controversy, but start a conversation about things we, subliminally push aside because it's not really fun or convenient to talk about. But at what point do we as Knicks fans say, you know what? Maybe it's time to stop casting away young players and investing in them in the long term. Yo, what's up, boss man?
What's good, Unc? Salute to the panel. Oh, we are the panel. I'm tripping.
Yeah, man.
Salute to Blorange Cheers fan.
Yeah,
What's
man.
good?
Yeah, good? Man. I'm getting into this thing about letting young players walk out of the door, and will we regret the day that we opened the door to let young fellas walk? Right? And so here's the thing that I'm getting on. Our quest for an athletic wing player that can shoot the three has been one that we've been on for 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Right?
Right.
At the same time, it looks as if we're going to let Kevin Knox walk out the door. At what point do we say it's time for us to stop allowing or letting cats walk out the door and invest heavily in the guys that we have? Right? Since the days of Patrick Ewing, we have not had a center to play the center position for 5 years in New York.
Right.
No center has played 5 years for us. At least I don't think. And if I'm wrong, it's an error of heart and not of whatever, or miscalculation. Math. So here's the thing. At what point do we say double down on guys and invest totally in them as opposed to, yeah, he can't jump as high as I thought. Let's let him go and just get another guy out of free agency. The rotating of guys in and out of here is ridiculous. When you look at roster turnover for the New York Knicks since the Patrick Ewing trade, it's utterly ridiculous. You don't see a legit core of players except for 1, 2, or 3 year stretch where it was Amari, Carmelo, Shumpert, Fields, J.R. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, it's always a year-to-year basis, rebuilding the team. Right. My deal is this. We let Mitchell Robinson walk. He signs the deal that he always wanted with the Washington Wizards, and now the Washington Wizards are on the map. Because the Washington Wizards are just one defensive big away from being a contender.
Facts.
Right? We let Mitch walk, and the replacement for him is a journeyman big man that's injury prone. Like, well, people bash Mitch. Like, Mitch can't stay healthy. Why you want to give him the money? And my counter to that is, well, how are you going to say that knowing the Knicks just signed Nerlens Noel to a 3-year deal? Right. Nerlens Noel was the number 6 pick in the draft by the Philadelphia 76ers, traded to New Orleans, or was it about, no, he was drafted by New Orleans, I think, and traded by Philly for Drew Holiday, right? He was injured his whole first year and has missed tons of games in his career. And as a Knick, he has been injured in games with us. Missed time in games. How many times you saw Nerlens Noel walk to the locker room last year?
Too many times.
But people say Mitch is injury prone. So you throw the bag at Taj Gibson and you throw the bag at Nerlens Noel, but you don't throw the bag at Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, but Mitch said he was going to let his agent handle it, though. So he's kind of washed his hands and moved on from it. So he's letting his 5th or 6th agent, whatever it is, handle his business.
Right. No doubt.
But it's either one of them because they're the same draft class, him and Knox. And one of them has to get paid. I see Mitch. I would like Mitch to get paid because he brings more to the table. He has
get paid by who though?
Get paid by us.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we need to clarify because he's gonna get paid.
Yeah, I would like him to stay with the team. He's our defensive anchor, and he just brings a lot to the table defensively. Just. He does a lot of the blocking with he's ambidextrous and blocks with both hands and not just tries to get it to the nosebleed sections. He blocks it to his teammates. He's smart like that. Yeah, he has that high IQ and that high motor where he just runs the floor like a gazelle. And he guards. He's one of those players that could guard positions 1 through 5. You don't see too many players that could block the 3. You always see cats trying to run and block the 3, and they just fly right by them. You don't ever see that happen. You don't ever see nobody actually block that 3, but Mitch does. Mitch did on the point.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. You've seen him fall under the basket, get up and run to the sideline and block the 3 at the corner. I mean, I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Have you?
Would Pat Ewing have done that?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Pat Ewing couldn't do that. But Mitch is and believe it or not, Mitch right now is bigger than Patrick Ewing.
That's what I saw those videos.
Oh, that's amazing, bro.
He bulked up though. He was in the gym. He said it himself that he finally listened to what his trainers were saying and manned up and got that man strength. So he said he's not getting back down no more. Those Embiids, those Andre Drummonds. I want to see him go against those opponents, those big men that think they get back him down, because he said he's not going to get back down anymore. He said he's tired. He said he got that man strength now. He's no longer a boy. Tim said it himself. He's coming in as a man.
Right.
You know, so I'm hyped to see what that's about, to see what he looks like. And I'm fine with them taking the time and making sure that he's 100%, because we can't risk it this year. We can't risk letting Rose and Kemba's and a lot of the injury prone guys go in there and hurt themselves. We can't have any of those setbacks. We're going to the playoffs, and we're trying to go to the playoffs strong this year. So I believe that when the doctors say Mitch is ready, because Mitch just wants to play. He said it himself. I just want to go out there and play. If they would have cleared him and play, go out there and practice, he would have been out there practicing. So right. I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, he just does everything. He just protects the rim. He makes opponents change their minds on their shot selection, whether they're going to shoot the ball or they'll be in the air. They'll pass it. I'm not getting blocked. I seen him. He blocked it the first time, so he does that. His presence alone changes opponents' thought process of what they're going to do with the ball once it's in their hands and Mitch is in front of them. So,
right, because some basketball plays infuse your teams with energy, right? Mm-hmm. Like a dunk in traffic by your team infuses your team with energy, right?
Right.
A clutch 3-pointer, you down by 2, you scrape back, you've been down by 2 for 7-8 minutes, and you come down and you hit the 3 to take the lead. That's an energy play, right? Because it takes energy from one to another, right? Mm-hmm. I think one of the most energy diffusing plays in basketball is getting your shot blocked.
Right.
And not only getting it blocked, but having the normal time to get your shot off and to get it swatted by Mitchell Robinson. Right? Like, think about it. You get the normal amount of time to get your shot off. Mitch sees you under the rim, and by the time you get your shot off, he swats it.
Yeah, he has very good timing on that. And he'll block you with the left and use his body as an angle so he doesn't create that contact where you're fouling the shooter. So he's smart on angles to take and which hand he's going to use to block the shooter's shot, and not just, like I said, send into the nosebleeds, but block it to one of his teammates and they could get the transition offense and get it going. So there's not too many players that have that, But yeah, it's one of those momentum swings. It's one of those momentum swings where we're stopping their momentum and we're picking up that momentum on our side and racking up those points that they're getting on transition.
Right, no doubt. And I will tell you this. As a longtime Knicks fan, it frustrates me that the Knicks can't take the approach of others, like building a young core through the draft and having them stay. Right? Having them stay and work towards blase blah. And what I mean blase blah is first round of the playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals, NBA title, pick one. My frustration is that the Knicks cannot draft. Say if Subliminal 209 was a team president, and I'm a normal Knicks fan, and Subliminal 209 in 5 years and 10 draft picks can't pick 3 or 4 guys out of 10 to build a team around. Mm-hmm. As a Knicks fan, that frustrates me because you had 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so while I'm not blaming you per se, because I know the job is difficult. I know it's difficult, right? And finding stars and developing stars is not easy. Because sometimes the star you get is not the star you want.
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle.
You know, a lot of Knicks fans didn't want him. I wanted him from the jump. When you looked at the available power forwards that were there in the Porzingis free agency, and Porzingis was ranked above him. I mean, obviously we weren't going to get him back because we just traded him. But who was right behind him? Julius Randle. Who was right behind him? Marcus Morris. Who was right behind him? Taj Gibson. Who was right behind him? Bobby Portis. We got all the top. We have like 4 of the top 10 power forwards in that group,
right?
And we just weeded them out, and we ended up getting the best one out of the whole bunch, and finally gave somebody the bag, and it is our cornerstone, is our leader, is our recent leader to Carmelo Anthony. So we're finally headed in the right direction, but now we need to give someone else another contract because, and I just believe Mitchell Robinson has to be it. They'll be dumb not to give him the money. Well, but he has accepted too, though. I mean, it's a two-way street. If he doesn't accept it, he could get a bigger bag somewhere else. So, is he devoted to take that contract if it's given to him, or can he just say he doesn't want it and go to free agency?
In my personal opinion, Mitchell Robinson is gone. In my personal opinion, I think Mitchell Robinson is, while he loves New York, understands these last 4 years have been grimy. The organization has done him dirty. Everybody the reason why he's got so many agents is cats come to him and be like, yo, they ain't paying you nothing. And you starting, they paying you peanuts. Like sub, think about this. Think about this. What if everybody that did your job was making 10, 15, 20 times more than you're making, right? And every time you go to your boss like, yo, we got you under contract, right? But at the end of the year, you can go test the market and get what you want. And then your bosses come back to you and be like, but sub, look, we know you're a good worker. We know you're talented, bro. And I know those dudes out there are making 10, 15, 20 times more than you making. But be loyal, bro. We're going to look out for you in the long run. Right?
I heard those exact words.
and so if you subliminal 209, you like, if you're gonna look out for me in the long run, why you didn't look out for me in the past or in the short run? I'm gonna go test these waters. And they be like, well, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And you know what you say to that? That's exactly what people say when they don't want you to leave. Yeah, when people don't want you to leave, that's exactly what they tell you.
I'll go grow my own grass. I'll go grab me some seeds and plant them myself.
Right. If you you that's to me the grass is not always greener is loser talk to me, because what happens is they made what they felt like was their best offer or what they were willing to do, and they don't want to budge. And so while you like, nah, that's not enough to keep me. And so they were like, well, the grass is not greener on the other side. And I'm like, well, how do you know? Have you been to the other side? Have you been over there to check? Right? And if the grass is greener here, how come the dudes over there are making more money than me?
And they had the opportunity to throw him a bone last year because we had 10 milli that could have been spread out through the whole roster and kind of just gave everybody that bonus. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for getting us to the playoffs. You know, I'm gonna just throw you a bone. But no, what do? They ended up giving that money to Vildoza. He's not even gonna make the team. He's in a boot right next to Mitch.
Right. Let me do something real quick. So shout out to Hardwell, Worldwide L, Hector, and all those guys. Quiet Money, everybody in the chat. I was just over there with those guys for the love of the game. Those dudes are crazy. Those dudes are bananas. So shout out to you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for having me on with y'all, man. I enjoyed my little bit of time rocking with y'all for a little bit. But to your point though, Sub, to the point is this: if the grass is not greener over there, how come everybody over there is making more money than me? Am I not a quality NBA player? Now, what that makes me do is second guess what's going on here. Because if I'm not the best version of myself here, I definitely got to go over there so I can at least get better. You know what I'm saying? So if you're the Knicks, you're not in a situation where you can do the negative talk about anybody else because you are in a catbird seat. And while in a catbird seat, this is what you did to Mitch. You paid him $1.5 million in the city of New York, where you know he's only going to bring home about $700,000, right? And then he got a whole family to, you know what I'm saying? And it's dudes in this league. It's dudes in this league that make $700,000 a month in the NBA. $700,000 a week in the NBA. And Mitch makes $700,000 to bring home $700,000 a year. Living in New York City. Bro, and in case you don't know, New York City is a very expensive place to live.
No doubt.
Right? I mean, Brooklyn paid DeAndre Jordan 4 years, $40 million or something like that. And then they bought him out. Right?
And he was Mitch's backup when he came to the Knicks. I mean, so yeah, I feel you. I mean,
the Knicks gave Nerlens Noel $10 million a year to be the backup.
Yeah, they doing them dirty.
So if you're Mitchell Robinson, I think you got to at least test the waters. And people will say, well, you know what? Look at what happened to Nerlens Noel. He left all that money on the table. Hey, Mitchell Robinson is not Nerlens Noel. Mitchell Robinson is not a veteran journeyman who had one team fall in love with him, right? One team fell in love with Nerlens Noel, and they were going to give him the bag, not multiple teams, right? And you don't even know if that offer was real. You don't know if that was real or rumor. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is with Mitch is Mitch don't know what teams are willing to offer because he ain't hit free agency yet. And for a dude that you held down and didn't pay, he's got to at least, he owes it to his family to explore those options because that's generational money right there. You can't give the Knicks the hometown discount when you have given them the hometown discount for 4 years.
But if you wanted to stay, like this is say, Washington offers him the bag, can the Knicks offer him the same amount of money or more to keep him and he chooses to stay? Would that be an option?
Nah, not when he hit free agency, bro. Because when he hit free agency, he'll be unrestricted.
No, what I'm saying is, so he hits free agency, he tests the waters. There's multiple teams that want to throw money at him. And then let's just say the money is, 5 years, $100 million. Could we match that too? Not like, could we up that and he come back if he wanted to?
So okay. So
we're basically betting against ourselves,
Well, it's multi-pronged. Listen, once Mitch get to free agency, he can pick whatever contract he want. Now, can the Knicks hear about what Mitch is getting and offer more money? Yeah, of course they can. Of course they can. But is it in the CBA where Mitch has to give the Knicks a chance to match money? No.
Mm-hmm. That'd be restricted.
No. So once Mitch hits that door, in my opinion, there is no turning back. If they let Mitch get to the door, he's gone forever. In my opinion. That's Cully. That's Cully hitting me up like, oh man, you on? Yeah, man. And yeah, Cully. Yeah, we were on, Cully. If you had your notifications turned on, you would know that we are on right now.
Is he coming through? Is he coming through?
I guess Kelly coming through.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. So the question though is, will you regret having Mitch leave? What's your plan? What's your plan B if Mitch Robinson leave? You're a Knicks fan. You're a diehard Knicks fan. If Mitchell Robinson leave in free agency, what's your plan B?
It's already set. They already got Noels for 3 years, counting this one, and then they got Jericho Sims, just waiting to get a spot.
Okay.
I just feel like they don't appreciate what he brings to the table, and they feel like they could get another Mitch, but realistically, they're getting parts of Mitch in different guys. They're not going to get Mitch himself. He just brings too much to the table, and these other guys just have one part where they could block the shots, but we already talked about Noels having hands of stone and not being able to catch those wraparounds like Mitch does and catch those oops like Mitch does. So they don't have that basketball awareness like Mitch does. So we saw it in the playoffs. We saw that we missed Mitch in the playoffs. Capella was eating him up in the paint, all series. He was there firsthand, so you know.
I saw it.
Yeah, but
so here's my take on Nerlens Noel, bro. He ain't it. That's my take on Nerlens Noel.
Yeah, he's a stopgap. He's a stopgap. He's a backup.
Yep.
That's why he didn't get offered money from different teams. It was supposedly just one team, so the Mavericks that wanted him.
Yep.
But yeah, you didn't hear about anybody else. But you'll hear about multiple teams wanting Mitch.
Right. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Nerlens Noel, I respect NBA players, but Nerlens Noel ain't it. He ain't the long-term answer at center for the Knicks. Right? Yeah. He is not that. In my opinion, the long-term answer to center for the Knicks is Mitchell Robinson. Right?
Yeah, he'll solidify the position for years to come.
Because he checks all the boxes and just needs time. Right? He's got the size. You see that. He flexed in the press conference a bajillion times. Yeah, he got the size. He want to be here. He loved he loved playing with his teammates. Right? The only thing is money. The Knicks can't say that they don't have it because, all right, so you can pay Mitch $15 million a season, right? And people will be like, oh my God, that's too much money to pay Mitchell Robinson. Really? You paying that? That's the same amount of money you paying Taj Gibson and Nerlens Noel.
Yeah.
You're paying the backup's backup 3 times more than you're paying the starter. You're paying the backup's backup. Let me get my math right. So it's 2.7 times more than you paying the starter. You paying Taj Gibson 2 times plus more than you're paying Mitchell Robinson. To be a mentor?
To be a mentor,
What are we doing? What are we doing? Salute to the chat, by the way. Salute to the chat. What are we doing here?
Oh, no.
So I'm saying that the Kevin Knox thing, you may not regret Kevin Knox leaving. Ethan, what's good? Let me do this. You may not regret Kevin Knox leaving, right? But you may regret not that. You may not regret Kevin Knox leaving, but you will regret Mitchell Robinson leaving because it's too hard to find athletic centers. It's too hard to find athletic centers in the draft that have certain skills. You could find an athlete in the draft, but you don't know what that athlete to be good at. Is he just a dunker? Is he just a shot blocker? You know what I'm saying? Is he just a rebounder? Mitchell Robinson is a dunker, shot blocker, rebounder. All of it. And even if Mitch doesn't develop a three-point shot, which Knicks fans are clamoring for, even if he doesn't develop an offensive game, a Rudy Gobert type center will fit our system just fine. A guy that's going to get us 13 points, 11 rebounds, block 2.5 shots, and anchor our defense. Do we need more than that?
I mean, yeah, we could use more than that, but I mean, that right there, that's all we need to get us to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know, he fits that protocol what Tibbs said he wanted. He wants rim protectors. He wants our centers to protect the paint. He wants, you know, and that's why when a lot of Knicks fans said that they wanted to go small ball with Obi and Randall, that he said we already experimented that last year and it didn't work out. So
Yeah,
that's why we have three of the same carbon copy centers with the same skill set as far as protecting the rim and clogging the paint.
right. And so I think Taj is washed.
Most definitely.
I think Taj Gibson is washed. I also believe that Nerlens Noel physically is not imposing enough to anchor an NBA defense full time.
Too thin.
Yeah. Ethan, what's good?
What's up? How y'all been?
Good, man. How's ball?
It's been good. I'm just a bit tired. School been starting up, so been busy.
I can imagine, bro. I can imagine.
Yeah. Especially the first month. Annoying.
Yeah, man. I can imagine. So my Ethan is the basketball expert.
Cool.
So I don't know if you ever met Ethan before, but Ethan's a young fella, man, but he know the game inside and out. You know what I'm saying? On the court stuff. So,
it's a pleasure to meet you, Ethan.
Nice to meet you.
Salute.
Actually, before I came on, like this was my only night off. I'm actually looking up the 2022 draft. I'm doing my list before, and I'm doing my list like after this. I'm doing my before the college season list, and then I'm gonna do the after one just to compare.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up. Already doing your homework.
Yeah, man. These dudes love the game, bro. So Ethan, basically what we're talking about right now is, are we gonna regret letting Mitchell Robinson, Kevin Knox, Luka Vildoza, MJ Walker, some of them guys, are we gonna regret letting these guys walk out the door? Are we gonna look back in 3 years and say, hey man, I wish we'd have kept such and such, because we're still looking for a center and Mitch is killing it for the Spurs?
Well, if we don't re-sign Mitch, I always had the point where I wanted to give Mitch the extension way before like even re-signing Noel was even a thought. I was cool with giving Mitch a 4-year, $60 million contract, even midway through last season, just for $15 million a year, because he deserves way more than that. I broke down his contract before. Like, he's been making close to $600,000 a year and living in New York for 4 straight years.
That's insane. That's insane, bro. That's not even enough money to live in Jersey City, Newark. But he's the starting center for the Knicks.
And
Yeah.
What's insane is when you mention that revolving door, all those centers, and you name Cole Aldridge, you know what I'm saying, with the missing tooth.
Yeah.
You know
Cole Aldridge. Cole
Aldridge. Making a shot in the own basket. I mean,
every game.
When does it stop? Can we just get our center?
Right.
He's here in the building. Like you said, don't let him leave. We have all these agents that are smooth talkers that can just, run game.
Right.
Write that man's contract down and make him sign it.
According to a Knicks content creator, the most the Knicks could offer Mitch was 4 years, $51 million. Right. That's the most they could offer based on the collective bargaining agreement, since Mitch Robinson was a second-round pick. Right.
Yeah, but what if he gets Defensive Player of the Year? Doesn't that up it though?
No.
Automatically, if you get
it don't matter. He can win the championship and win league MVP. It don't matter. 4 years, $51 million. That's all they can offer. Right. And if they would have offered this 2 years ago, man, this would have been a steal. Right. Or if they would have offered 2 years ago, right? Because Mitch had a 2 year. He had a 2 + 1 + 1, a 2-year contract, and then a team option, and then another team option, right? When the team option came up, they could have offered Mitchell Robinson 3 years, $30 million, $10 million a year. And in my belief, he would have took it.
Where's Steve Mills and Phil Jackson when you need them? They're just throwing the bags at everybody.
Everybody, bro. Everybody. And so the thing with Leon Rose is I guess it was like a let's take a wait and see approach with Mitch. And now, bro, Norvel Pell made more money than Mitchell Robinson last year, or was contracted to make more money than Mitchell Robinson. Norvel Pell, bro. Norvel Pell.
Yeah.
Bro, are we serious right now? Are we serious, man? You know what I'm saying? Now, I know some people don't necessarily believe in a center position like that. My belief is if you're the Knicks, you can't go by that, because your rotation of centers since Patrick Ewing was traded is ridiculous, bro. Some people will point out, well, this is the argument that I had for, right? This is for the argument. Well, we had Tyson Chandler won Defensive Player of the Year with the Knicks.
Yeah.
And Enes Kanter wasn't bad. But then you look at the other centers that played for us, bro.
I mean, it was Camby and Tyson Chandler, to me, were the next two after Ewing. That's two in the last 20 plus years.
Right.
one each decade.
Right. And they didn't even stay long. That's the point is they didn't even stay long. It's not like these dudes were here like 4 or 5 years. You're talking about one dude that was here for 2 seasons. Yeah. Bro, we had dudes. Oh my God. We had dudes named Luke Cornett play center for us.
Yeah.
Bro, you remember Isaiah Hicks?
Yeah.
Jeremy Tyler, Kevin Seraphin.
Here you go.
Willie Hernan Gomez, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So the point that I was getting at is, are we gonna regret letting Mitch walk based on our track record at center? Hell yeah, we are gonna regret it. We are gonna regret it as a franchise, because to be honest with you, we got lucky in finding Mitchell Robinson. Mitch was supposed to be a first-round pick to the Lakers. The Lakers were going to take Mitchell Robinson with their late first-round pick. They wound up taking somebody else. Maybe they took Kyle Kuzma or something. I can't remember what they took. Right? And then they were like, well, we'll double back and get Mitch. But the Knicks jumped in.
They took Mo Wagner.
Yeah, they took Mo Wagner. Okay. And Mo Wagner is not even with the Lakers no more. Bro, the Knicks got like so the thing is with this that I'm getting at, and I hope people are following along with what I'm saying. Not that I'm trying to generate a narrative. What I want to do is some of these topics we brush aside because we don't feel like, as an organization, as a fan base, or we don't want to, as a fan base, feel that our organization is inept. So sometimes we push conversations to the side out of not wanting to feel inept. And this is one conversation that I feel like we brush aside. The other conversation is franchise point guard. When are we going to find us one? Because Kemba is not going to be the long-term answer. Kemba is here for 2 seasons and he gone. Derrick Rose might be here for 2 more seasons, right? But say Derrick Rose plays out his contract, right? 3 years. Derrick Rose this year is not going to be the same player in year 3 of this deal.
That's why personally every year I was looking for a point guard in the draft, whether it was the cat that went to Sacramento,
Halliburton.
Whether it was Halliburton that year in the OB draft, or I was even looking at Cole Anthony, during that draft, and Dennis Smith Jr. when we picked up Frank Ntilikina, just year after year, I was always looking at the draft. Well, who's going to be our next point guard? Because didn't nobody want to come to the Knicks, and when they came to the Knicks, they were already washed.
Right.
So.
Right.
So fine. I mean, McBride seems like he I don't know if he could be our savior, but he's a little undersized and at 6'1", but he's gritty. He has that Marcus vibes, and but yeah, we have a little bit of time though with Kemba and Rose, a year or two before we really have to make that point guard spot solidified.
And next year's draft isn't a point guard heavy class at all.
No.
The best point guard prospects, like the 20th overall prospect.
Yep. Yeah. Are you talking about Ty Washington?
Kennedy Chandler.
Okay. Yeah, I like him too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yo, Sub, I'm gonna go hit this restroom real quick. I'll be right back, man. You mind holding? You and Ethan, can y'all rock for just a few seconds?
Yeah.
I've been drinking it, bro. I've been drinking it.
Yeah, go ahead. We get
All right, I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you. I've been on the Mitch train since the beginning. Like I was saying, he's multifaceted on the defensive end. He's a defensive anchor. He just do it all. He plays with energy. Runs the floor, covers a lot of the ground. From one side to the other. So it's sad to see that we made that decision and not paying him. And he's just like the girl that got away is kind of how I'm feeling right now.
With Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch is gonna be the girl who got away.
Mitch is a weird case because he's finally learning to do what he needs to do. He's finally just putting everything more towards his body, his defensive game, staying out of foul trouble. In court and a half court defenses, and moving out of his pick and roll defenses, because he's not a great pick and roll defender. It's just his size makes him an all right defender. But the thing with Mitch is he hasn't got paid at all. And with Robert Williams getting that contract, I think it would just be disrespectful as hell if Mitch doesn't get at least a 4-year 51. With Robert Williams getting a 4-year 56. If that's anything close. And Robert Williams barely plays anything compared to Mitch. I think Mitch has doubled him in minutes already. So, and when it comes to the training camp, I actually want MJ Walker to be on a 2-way contract. I really like him.
Okay. All right.
Knox is a lost cause for me. I just don't think anything's going to come out of Knox.
I'll hear you. I hear that.
Yeah, he's doesn't have his mental ready for me yet. He let 2 rookies have better understanding of floor spacing than he did. And including Obi, who Obi was horrible his first half of the season. Right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too. I kind of washed my hands with Knox. Even though they said he was a project and it was going to take him 3 to 4 years. I mean, now it's either now or never. So they're going to play it out. They're going to play out his contract for the rest of the year, and even if he does show a little bit, which I'm saying, at the highest, maybe 10 points, do you really give him that extension for a first rounder with the 8th pick? What would that contract look like? It would be like what, 4 years. It has to be more than 4 years, 80 mil.
And I'm not even giving him close to that.
But as a first rounder, isn't there a bottom salary that he has to earn?
No, because Frank got paid like a minimum, and he was a higher pick than Knox, I think. But I think
That was with a different team, though. What I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no. With rookie extensions, when it comes to Knox, no, he doesn't have to because he hasn't fulfilled any certain he hasn't made any All-Star teams or any all NBA teams. So I don't think he's not even going to get close to a max. And even if he tested the open market, he wouldn't get anything. And I don't even think he's going to get minutes this year because I think that Grimes and McBride will get minutes before he does. And the crappy thing about Knox is he's actually what we need is a big 6'9" wing, which was one of my causes for this offseason. I wanted to go get one, but he's the only one on our team, and he's probably not even going to be in our rotation.
Yeah, he has that prototypical body for a three. Like if you were to get on NBA 2K and make your three wing, he would be it. He has that size, but he just doesn't have it between the ears. He's like you said, he's not mentally there to play the game like everyone else is. So yeah, I'm good on him. I don't think he's gonna get the run and get the time to go out there and showcase what work he did put in over the summer. But I'm hoping though. I mean, maybe this is it.
Yeah, and to respond to one thing, the Knox narrative wasn't a poor take. Knox only got those minutes because Obi got his calf injury the first game of the year, and he was out for a long period of time until he came back. And even with Knox being on the floor with Rose and Burks, he's not great at moving off the ball, so he wouldn't have even got all the open opportunities that Obi got at the rim. He would have probably got the same amount of corner threes that Obi got because Obi didn't hesitate at all when it came to taking the threes. He just didn't make a lot of them.
Yeah, he was sitting in the corner a majority of the time when he was out there, but I kind of blame that on Tibbs and the sets that he ran. I felt like they should have ran more screens, through the centers, through the Mitches and through the Noels and running through, at least going baseline to baseline and getting to the other side instead of just sitting in the corner waiting for the ball to come to him. Just move around a little bit more and like I said before, like more like the Reggie Millers and the Duncan Robinsons where they're going through screens and the Currys where they're always moving and getting open. I mean, I know they all play different positions than Knox did, but I just feel like he needs more of that movement. The less thinking and the more moving you're doing, when you take that shot, it's all muscle memory at that point, and you're not just sitting there shaking, waiting for that ball to get into your hands and release it. I think he just needs to be more in the flow of the game and less thinking.
Yeah, but you can't have a whole offense just for Knox. That's what happened at Kentucky, and that was the only reason he was a top 10 pick because they just ran nothing but endless picking up and down screen just for him to come off a curl and shoot. So I don't create a special offense for my 10th guy off the bench. Even I would have liked some more motion in the offense. I wouldn't have done it for Knox. And we basically didn't even have the personnel last year to create a motion offense. We couldn't even correct it. We couldn't even run a correct Spain pick and roll properly because Obi and New Orleans didn't know how to which screen comes first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I got you though. It was just some wishful thinking. trying to give him a couple more excuses of why it didn't work, why this the experiment didn't work. But yeah, I feel you though. I mean,
I'm actually interested. I'm actually really excited for the preseason because that's going to be my time where I can actually judge the young players.
Yeah, because I feel like not to cut you off, but I feel like they're not going to let Rose and Kemba run so they don't get hurt. So we're going to see a lot more of the McBrides and the Quickleys and the Grimes. And since Mr. Robinson is in the boot, that Jericho Sims gets a little more run because I don't want to see Taj. I don't want to see Taj out there.
I don't even think Taj is going to get any minutes. I don't think Randall's going to get a lot either. I think it's just going to be Obi, a little bit of RJ, but mostly Deuce, who I wanted since before the draft, and he was the only reason why the draft was a somewhat of a success to me. I think it'll be mostly Deuce, Grimes, Quickly, Obi, and a little bit of RJ, and probably a lot of MJ Walker and Jericho Sims.
And Sims, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can go with that.
I don't even think that they're going to push on Nerlens because Nerlens is probably going to have to start the season. I don't expect Mitch to be back until at least December.
Wow, December. That's what you're going with, huh?
Yeah, because if you look at the typical timetable for his surgery, right? Kevin Durant didn't come back from that surgery. It took him close to a year. It took him around close to 10 months, 10, 11 months, if I'm correct. I don't know the exact timeline, but I'm not going to push Mitch, especially he's in a contract year. I'm not going to push him. He put on a lot of weight. I just want him to be able to make sure he gets back fully healthy. He's not even cleared for contact yet, and he's not even cleared to jog. So I'm not pushing him at all.
Yeah, I hear you on that. And that's what he said. He was going to let the doctors clear him, and when it's time for him to go out there and run, he'll go out there. But if it was up to him, he said he'd go out there right now and go play. But yeah, how do you feel about Bacon? Do you think, or that last roster spot? Who do you feel is going to get that last roster spot?
So I know the 13 guys who are on the roster. It's going to be Kemba, Fournier, RJ, Randall, Mitch. That's 5. The second unit, which is Rose, Quickly, Burks, Obi and Nerlens. My 3 will be Knox, Grimes, and Deuce. And then the last 2 are for Knox, Deuce, and Taj. That's 4. That's 14 in total. So the last one, I think he'll probably end up going to Bacon. I would like it to be Walker. I would like it to be Walker, but he'll probably just get a 2-way.
Okay, so there's one more available spot for the 2-way then. That's
going to go to Sims.
No, yeah, but don't they get two 2-ways?
Yeah, one will have to be Walker, and then I think Sims already signed a 2-way contract.
Yeah, Sims already signed, so Walker will get the other 2-way, and then Bacon will get that last roster spot, and then Vildoza goes back to
Argentina. Yeah.
Okay. I'm with that. I was never really a Vildoza fan.
Yeah,
when I saw him in the Olympics, he was the smaller guy from Denver was starting over him. I forgot his name though. The little pest.
Campazzo.
Yeah, there we go, Campazzo.
Even some dude who's in Argentina started over him, not just Campazzo. So
yeah, he's too passive. He's like Frank out there, passing the ball and not looking for.
I mean, he's not even like that passive. It's just that his only scoring techniques are a spin 3-point jumper, which is never going to translate to the league. And he's small, but he has average quickness, so it's not like he's going to be beating his defender off the dribble many times. So I just didn't really see the point. And I think he's injured right now. So
yeah, he's in the boot.
Yeah, and plus, thank God that contract is non-guaranteed, so he's not going to get crap from us.
Right. Yeah, it was just one of those knee-jerk reactions where we had an available spot. We needed a point guard. We had the cap space, and there was multiple teams out there that were willing to pull the trigger and get him. So we just made that decision before anybody else did. And
I was a component of sending a second-round pick to Houston for House or Eric Gordon because we had cap space.
Eric Gordon.
Yeah.
He's an older vet.
Yeah, and he still gives you 16 points a game on just great efficiency. So.
Yeah, the corner threes.
Yeah. Corner threes, creating off the dribble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have been a nice pickup. He signed somewhere else, though. No, they gave him the bag at Houston, didn't they?
Yeah, he's still under contract, so he's not going to be leaving for a while. They're looking for the place to trade him, just like Houston's looking for a place to trade Wall.
Okay.
Oh boy! Ethan, come on, man! This is what I walk back into.
What?
John Wall, really?
I'm just saying that Houston's looking to trade Gordon and Wall.
Oh my goodness!
I'm not trading for them, but
I ain't. Especially Eric Gordon. I ain't trading for that.
Yeah, I like Eric Gordon.
I like Eric Gordon, right? I like Eric Gordon a lot. I think he brings a level of toughness that you don't get for players his size, right?
And scoring.
Scoring, right? But the Eric Gordon serious injury thing is real.
Yeah, it's always at the worst time too. If you look at all the times he gets his injuries, he averages like 23 points a game in the playoffs for Houston, and then he gets an injury and they lose in Game 7. It's the most stupid. It's idiotic, but
so let me talk to you guys about this, right? And so this is one of the topics that I wanted to kind of touch on, right? For those NBA fans that watch around the league, I want to talk to y'all about NBA landscape, right? And the risers and sinkers coming out of the draft and free agency. And Knicks fans, what you can do is apply what we talk about to where you think the Knicks will finish in the Eastern Conference and where they will finish the season overall, right? So the first thing I want to do is touch on the sleeping giant in our conference. I believe that the sleeping giant, right? Can y'all guess who it is? Y'all know who it is? Or am I just on an island by myself?
Milwaukee.
Toronto.
Oh. I would have been a lot more in agreement with Toronto if they got Mobley. I thought if Toronto got Mobley was going to be the best player in the draft.
The best rookie, because you combine the generational talent with the wide open opportunity.
And I just thought with his defensive potential, with him being in Toronto, is just
he'd be a perfect match for what Toronto does, right?
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
too small.
I believe so. Here's the thing. I don't think Fred VanVleet is their starting point guard. I think Malachi Flynn is their starting point guard. And the reason why the reason why is because I think guys like Malachi Flynn don't come along. But what happens is sometimes people think in order to be drafted high, you have to be an Adonis. You have to look like Tarzan. You have to be 6'4", 210, chiseled up, jump out the gym, run real fast.
And it's not even 6'4" no more. It's like 6'6" and 225.
Yeah, to be the primary ball handler, right? And so what Malachi Flynn does is introduces another archetype to the equation.
Like Jalen Brunson.
Right.
You go back to that 2018 draft. There's no way in hell that 15 players in that draft are better than Jalen Brunson.
Right. And you knew that going in, but guess what?
You knew that he was college player of the year, and you knew that he was going to be a hell of a pro, and then you're just like, no, he's too small. No.
He's too small. And exactly.
And guess what? Toronto thrives off of the too small lineup, so they're going to start Fred VanVleet at the 2.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And so who did Toronto wind up drafting? I know who it is. I just want y'all to humor me.
My boy Scotty.
So Toronto has OG Anunoby, who I love, by the way. Bro.
Me too.
Oh man, a defensive wing player, super athlete, big, strong, long wingspan, bro. And Toronto brought him along slowly. They brought him along slow.
Just like with Pascal.
Just like with Fred VanVleet.
Because they know how to develop their players.
Oh, are you throwing a jab at the Knicks? Are you throwing a jab at the Knicks, bro?
Yeah.
It's my same thing. Yeah, I love players like OG Anunoby. I love Cam Reddish, and I love DeAndre Hunter. That's why I'm so jealous of the Hawks.
Right. And so I think the two young teams in the East to look out for are the Atlanta Hawks and the Toronto Raptors. Because if they find a solution at the 5, bruh. And they also have a dude that I like, Precious Achiuwa. You remember him?
Yeah.
Ethan, you remember him? Precious?
Yeah.
The dude out of Memphis?
Yeah, he just got traded to Toronto. He balled out in the Olympics.
Right. And now, and so Toronto has They also have Goran. He won't be there long. He don't even like Toronto.
He's going to be in Dallas soon.
Yeah, right. My fear. So you read my mind. My fear is they're going to take Goran.
They're going to trade Goran and trade him for Moses Brown.
Oh my! And what's going to happen is Toronto is going to take a Mitch archetype and develop him into something special. And it may not show this season, though you'll see the signs this season.
And Freezy, I actually know Moses Brown. He went to Archbishop Malloy in Queens, by where I live.
Right.
He's the ultimate workhorse. Like, he'll be in the gym 24/7, so he's the perfect Toronto player.
How tall is he actually?
He's close to 7'3". That's 7'1", 7'2". He's 7'3". Okay. There's no way he's 7'3". When he was 15, he was 6'11". So
right, and it's like because I tell like I'm not 6'7". I'm not, right? But when I wear Timbs and stuff, people are like, man, like, nah, bro, I'm not really that tall, bro. When I take these shoes off, you're like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so when you see cats like Moses Brown Toronto is a team that is going to be slept on. And when teams lose to them, you can be like, how they lost to Toronto? And then if you watch the game, you're going to be like, oh, okay. Now I know why they lost to Toronto. Because they have 3 wing players in a rotation, Barnes, OG, and Siakam, that they could throw on your best perimeter scorer. So your best perimeter scorer is going to get the defense all night long, man. Do you know? Bro, scoring in the NBA is hard. But when another team has defense like that they could throw on, well, like
they have a lengthy defense.
Oh my goodness. And all athletes.
And I was actually on Coach. Me and Coach were on the thing before the draft. We both knew that Toronto was going to draft Scotty Barnes just because he's like the perfect Toronto player.
Right.
I just thought Suggs would have been like, who doesn't take Suggs? It's
right.
like Jalen Suggs.
Right.
But my whole thing about Toronto was, if they're ever able, because Masai doesn't tank. Just to be clear, Masai doesn't tank. Last year was a fluke. They were away. They got Kyle Lowry out of there now. They're able to. It's a new, fresh breath.
Right.
I honestly think that if you have Fred VanVleet, who I think is going to have a career year, he's going to average like close to 23 a game. Siakam's going to get a bounce back year, and he's an all-star already.
Right.
You get OG, who's 16 a game,
right.
And then Malachi Flynn, who's amazing in the pick and roll if you just get him a big.
Right.
You can have you'll have one of the best defensive teams in the league with a middle tier offense, and that is a recipe for success.
But let me ask you this, because I'm laughing to myself because sometimes I do trade scenarios to myself, and sometimes I blow myself away with that, and then I talk to I'm crazy. So here's the thing. About a week ago, I asked myself, what would stop the Toronto Raptors from trading for Ben Simmons? Right? And my deal is, well, what would Philly get in return to entice them to do the trade for Ben Simmons? I mean, because you're talking about 2 teams in the same division, right? 2 teams in the same division. And when Ben comes back, it's going to be the Ben Simmons revenge tour. You know this, right? But what I looked at from a Toronto Raptors standpoint is, bruh, can you imagine a four of Simmons, Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, and Pascal Siakam?
Ain't no shooting on there, but they'd be all right.
But defensively,
they'd be the best team in basketball.
Defensively, what would the other team do? Now, I know you won't be able to play Scotty Barnes
with Ben Simmons.
Yeah, you can't play Scotty, OG. You can't have Scotty and OG on the floor with Pascal unless Siakam's going to play some small ball center. I don't think he can do that.
And you're going to be needing a bona fide shooter out there on the floor.
Bona fide scorer with them. right? You need a bona fide because that score that you get is going to have to carry the offense totally carry them offensively in the half court set. Is what I'm getting at. In transition, all four of them dudes can score on anybody. I don't care who you put out. You could put Scottie Pippen out there. He's not going to stop them all night long. You know what I'm saying? You talking about Ben Simmons in the open court, Scotty Barnes in the open court, OG in the open court, Pascal Siakam with a full head of stick. Come on, right? Now, so I laughed at that. I in my mind, Toronto doesn't have enough to trade for Ben Simmons. If you're talking about them keeping those other three together, I don't think they have. I don't think they have enough. Even though I love Malachi Flynn. I love Malachi Flynn, bro. I love Malachi Flynn. I think he is one of the next good point guard in the NBA. Him, a kid named Peyton Pritchard in Boston. I think Peyton Pritchard is going to take a step up this year also, right? But I think Toronto, the Toronto Raptors, we are sleeping on how good the Toronto Raptors can be. If they can flip Goran Dragic for a big, I think they're going to knock off some teams this year.
So here's my thing, right? Actually, underrated move when Celtics got Garrison Matthews. I thought, why the hell somebody didn't sign him sooner? He's a
You talking about the shit they talking about the guy from the Wizards?
Yeah, the bootleg JJ Redick. I like him so much. I don't know how they got him on a non-guaranteed deal. He's really
I don't know. That dude looks like an attorney, but he can shoot that thing.
He can shoot. So my thing was, I think that the Hawks are going to be really good this year.
I think so too.
They went like 20 and 7 in the regular season when Nate McMillan, like some crazy record when Nate McMillan the regular season. I think
but they lost the first few though.
Yeah, they lost the first few, and then they got like crazy hot.
Yeah.
I think that the Bucks getting back DiVincenzo is going to be really underrated.
Is he going to be healthy though?
I think so. I think people really underestimate how great of a rebounder and a facilitator he is.
Yeah.
He's and a great defender.
And athlete. All of that.
Athlete. He's a perfect fit next to Giannis. He can do everything.
And he's tough.
Extremely. So right now I can legit make a case that the Knicks will be the 6th seed. But we'll be a better basketball team.
Right. Now I can see where you're coming from. Right, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'm going to mention too, because for all the teams that I think are going to organically rise to the top, I think some teams are going to take a knock. I think some teams are not going to be as good as they were the year before, and I think Philadelphia is one of them.
Oh, I can see that.
I think Philly is a team that has overrated their roster and coaching staff
significantly, but I'll always put Philly above because I know that any damn night Seth Curry can win you a game and Tobias Harris can win you a game and Joel Embiid can take over.
And Matisse Thybulle and but in a different way. I see Matisse Thybulle
would just stop a team's offense incomplete.
Yeah, I saw Matisse Thybulle get under a dude's skin so bad the dude wanted to fight, fist fight. Like I'm like, dog, don't you know you in public? Why are you losing your cool like that? All Matisse Thybulle is doing is playing defense and hustling and laughing. And I know that drives people crazy. I know that for an offensive player to get shut down by a dude that if on offensive loan he wouldn't be in the NBA. If Matisse Thybulle had to depend on his offense, he would not be in the NBA.
Watch the Clippers and watch the Wizards and the 76ers series and watch when Matisse Thybulle switched on to Bradley Beal.
Bro, I'm telling you, this kid is for real.
Bradley Beal had to work for every single one of his points, and he still scored. But that just shows how great of a player Bradley Beal is. But he had to work for it.
Right. Because he can't. You're not gonna just ISO Matisse Thybulle. First of all, you're not gonna ISO Matisse Thybulle. That's not happening. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Kyrie Irving, James Harden, whoever. You are not going to ISO Matisse Thybulle. You're not just going to wave off screens and isolate against Matisse Thybulle and think you're going to eat all night long. You might score, but those will be the hardest 2 points you earned in 2 weeks. Because Matisse Thybulle, he looks like a dude that should be a pushover, right? But the dude is what, 6'4", 6'5", long wingspan, athletic for a defender.
Mm-hmm.
This dude makes you work. He is what we thought Frank was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say Frank? Did I say Frank Ntilikina out loud?
Do you know who actually? Do you know who I actually think might be a serviceable point guard next year? Dennis Smith Jr.
Get out of here!
And I'm the biggest DSJ hater, but I'm
here.
watching this training camp tapes of the Blazers, and DSJ is torching everyone. Legitimate, Freezy. If you look up this tape, you think Dennis Smith Jr. is an all-star. He is torching Damian Lillard.
Ethan, stop it!
He is torching these guys,
bro. So the theme of this show is will we regret letting people leave and go to other teams? And if Dennis Smith Jr. revives his career in Portland, bro,
that would be the most. That would be the most annoying thing, especially if Frank revives his career.
Frank does too. Oh man,
bro,
I'm done.
Because we didn't even want them to be good. We just wanted them both to be serviceable.
Right. We were like, yo, just give me anything. Just give me something. That's what we were saying.
Just give me 8 points a game and 3 assists.
Right. Just don't come out here. Like for Frank, we were like, just when you come out, just don't look bad. Just don't embarrass yourself. Just don't embarrass us.
Just pass the half court line, then pass the ball.
Right. Right. And the weird thing is, Frank Ntilikina should have been a perfect complement to Julius Randle, who's a ball dominant four.
And a perfect compliment to Archie Barrett.
Yeah, he should have been. But nah. And my deal is, Frank's shot has been coming along over the years. Right? What people don't realize is Frank Ntilikina led the Knicks in 3-point percentage last year, right? He didn't shoot enough. He didn't have enough attempts.
Yeah, he didn't shoot enough.
But the fact of the matter is, he made a lot of the shots that he took. Right? All you could do is try to make the ones that you take. Should he have taken more? Well, ask Alec Burks that. Should Frank have shot more shots? Well, ask Emmanuel Quickly that. You know what I'm saying?
Ask Tibbs. I thought when Frank had that great game against LA, he should have stayed in over RJ. And when RJ had that bad air ball, there was a lot of times when Frank hit that 10 straight points in a row, like he had that 4-point play. I thought he should have stayed in longer. Yep. But, you know.
And at the end of the year, he was coming along. He's had a nice little stretch where he looked like he belonged out there.
Right. No lie, I saw him standing next to Allen Houston pregame. Bro.
And he looked good. I talked to everybody. He was like, Allen Houston was just talking to Frank and RJ that whole time.
Yep. Bro. And I don't know about this height, weight stuff thing, the NBA, but I saw Frank Ntilikina standing next to Allen Houston, and he looked bigger than Allen Houston. And the Knicks had Allen Houston measured at 6'6", 200 pounds.
He's like 6'5" now, though.
Yeah, probably.
But I think Frank's like 6'8", in my opinion. He was drafted at 6'5". His sophomore year, remember, there's all the room. Oh, Frank grew 2 inches. So that would make him 6'6", 6'7". So I just think he's 6'8" now.
Right.
They grow a lot. And can I add on to this point? We have two Florida State guys who are going into training camp at preseason, in Amir Sims and MJ Walker. And we have Scotty Barnes, who's a Florida State dude. And we had Patrick Williams last year, who's a Florida State dude. There's one trend with all of them. They're defensive lockdowns. So I can see a little trend coming in the next couple of years if we see the Knicks trying to take a lot of Florida State guys and put them on the training camp and start to draft them.
Amir Sims?
He's on the roster right now.
I know it. So
I'm just saying.
So I think Amir Sims went to Clemson.
He went to Clemson.
Yeah, he went to Clemson. Yeah,
I swear he went.
he went to school with my son. My son went to Clemson. It was so Amir Sims, Trevor Lawrence, my son.
Oh, you're right. He did go to Clemson. My bad. Then there's MJ Walker.
What's the other guy name? It's another guy.
Patrick Williams.
No, Patrick Williams with the Florida State.
ETN in Clemson.
Travis Etienne, and it's what? Oh, the quarterback. So anyway, but I understand your point though about Florida State defenders. I believe Florida State is going to take that next step and be the go-to college for a certain type player.
Oh, and Bacon went to FSU apparently.
Yeah.
So,
That might be the but FSU was different when Dwayne Bacon was there. You know,
Yeah.
it was a different vibe. But I understand what you're saying, and I'm buying into that. I understand where you're coming from. I think that the kid is gonna. Florida State might be the go-to for tall wing defenders. Yeah, that can shoot that three and play team.
Lonnie Walker and Jonathan Isaac.
Yep.
They were two of my favorite players, especially coming out. But
and the dude that came out, Devin
Vassell.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man. So I get what you're saying there. But the MJ, man, I love some MJ Walker, bro.
Me too.
And
I really like MJ Walker.
My belief, I'm gonna say this, and I know Knicks fans think I hate Quentin Grimes. I don't hate Quentin Grimes. My belief is those two will come along together, MJ Walker and Quentin Grimes together. My hope is that we keep him around long enough in order to develop him as a Knick. Right? We want to keep. I want to keep MJ Walker because he's not going to jump out of the gym. He's solid. He's solid, bro. He'll remind you of, and I know people hate when I do this, but he reminds me of Damian Dotson. Right? Does a lot of the little things good, but doesn't do one thing spectacular. Right? MJ Walker is not 49-inch vertical, but he'll get the play right, though. He know what people supposed to be on the floor, help direct traffic. You know what I'm saying? He'll knock down the open shot if the ball ever cycles his way. You know what I'm saying? Ball handler, defender, three-point shooter, all these things. I like MJ Walker, man. I think a lot of times teams miss out on solid because they look for great. Your guy doesn't have to be a hit or miss guy as the 15th guy. You might just need solid.
And we never drafted for solid.
Right.
But so my thing with Walker is I don't think that he's gonna be on the roster. I think he's gonna be a two-way.
I think he's a two-way. I think he's got that two-way spot sewn up, bro.
Because there's only two ways, and Sims already got one of them locked up.
Jericho Sims is one, right?
And I think he's gonna get the other, and Dwayne Bacon's gonna get the 15th spot on the roster.
Yeah, because Vildoza, once they signed Kemba Walker, Vildoza was.
I talked to you when we signed him in the first place. I had no reason. I had no clue why they wanted to sign him.
Right. Right. And the thing is, the 15th spot, you can't sign a guy like Wayne Selden. Why would you keep Wayne Selden over?
I'm still pissed about Wayne Selden wearing Frank's number.
Why, bro? What?
He just looks weird in it. I've gotten so used to see Frank in 11 that it just looks weird when anybody else is wearing it.
Right.
But I think the East is going to be really good this year. And I actually have the Warriors winning the championship. So I have it's a bit weird, but I have the Warriors winning the championship.
Really?
If you look back at each one of their championship teams, the one constant that they always had was they had bench depth.
Yeah.
The one thing I know damn well that we thought we're 15 deep. They're the definition of 15 deep. They have like 4 starters coming off their bench.
Right.
Yep, strength by numbers. That's their
thing. Yeah.
Strength by number. But we don't know what Clay's going to be. We don't know if he's going to be that defensive specialist.
Hey man, I really like Jordan Poole.
I like Jordan Poole.
I really like Jordan Poole. I think Jordan Poole's I think Jordan's Poole. If you put Jordan Poole in the Knicks, he's averaging 18 points a game.
Really?
I think he's that good in a half-court setting.
How do you like the other kid? Toscano something?
Toscano Anderson.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a defender. He's a hell of a defender. But the only reason he got minutes last year was because they had nobody and they had to play him and Draymond together.
Yeah. But
with Draymond on the floor now, and they have the depth that they have, I don't see him getting a lot of minutes. They have Blajinka now, who I actually really like, and Otto Porter Jr., who are 2 snipers. So those are 2 snipers going along with Kuminga, who, what do I think about Kuminga with Wiseman, Poole, Moody, Iguodala. And my theory is that they brought back Iguodala to basically mentor Kuminga into fulfilling his role when he's retired.
Yep.
So I think that they're going to be 15 deep, and I just see if Clay comes back at 60%, people forget how great of a player Steph Curry is. That Steph Curry in fourth quarters last year, in the last 2 minutes of games, shot 78% from the field, 62% from the 3-point line, and 100% from the free throw line.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's amazing, bro.
Yeah, that you never hear that like splits like that. So I just think that he's going to be a hell of a. I just think that the Warriors are about to win the chip.
And so Hadouken is telling you to stop it. You're crazy.
I don't get what Hadouken thinks.
Oh boy,
Dolly was good, man.
Salute to you guys. Ethan, what's up?
What's up?
Subliminal, what's up? Freezy,
Meet you.
what's up?
Bro, you're everywhere, bro. You're everywhere.
Oh, me?
Yeah. What's good, man?
Nothing much, y'all. Did you see the whole Xfinity MSG thing going on? The whole Comcast MSG thing?
No, I missed it.
Oh yeah. If you call Optimum, the first thing that comes up on their line is "We're sorry about MSG," because they weren't able to get a deal done, and apparently, it's pissing a lot of people off.
It pissed me off. I have Xfinity.
Right.
I'm so tight right now.
Oh man.
I don't know if I'm gonna have to get NBA League Pass or something. I'm gonna have to borrow somebody's files account or something. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do, but right now I'm super tight because I need my Knicks.
Yo, that is so frustrating, bro.
This is stuff that I shouldn't have to deal with. Any fan or
as a consumer.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. That y'all deal with that. Figure it out.
Right.
MSG should just get a subscription service like everyone else, and I'll pay it.
Why not, bro? It's in New York, bro. That's frustrating.
The only reason
the thing too about how ESPN hates Dolan is because the MSG ratings are basically the same as all the ESPN ratings when they do NBA games.
Right.
It's actually really pathetic if you think about it. That the average Knicks game gets about 940, gets some crazy number of viewers, and that's the same number that ESPN gets for a Monday night game.
Right.
Yo, the truth is, the only reason I even have cable is because of my Knicks. It's really the only reason why. It's the only thing I watch. Everything else, I just go on Netflix, YouTube,
YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean,
it's to me at this point we really should just be paying for the channels that we want to watch. I'm paying for this channel, this channel, this channel. Only watch these 3 channels. Why should I pay for all the other ones?
Right. That you never watch.
That I never watch ever.
Right. And as a matter of fact, it's an inconvenience that you have to flip through 1,000 channels to get to the one you want.
Right.
Unless you have your save settings in there, your save settings where you have the channels, your favorites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I just need a couple sports channels and cartoons or something for when the kids are around or something, and that's it.
Cartoons, bro. How old are you?
Not
7?
me. It's like for my niece and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? When the kiddos are around.
So you see how I went at him just now?
Yeah.
Hello, let me address something real quick. How in the hell are the Nuggets better than the Warriors? There ain't no way in hell.
Who said that?
The Warriors, the Nuggets are not better than the Warriors. They have Jamal Murray on one knee, and their third option this year. Ain't no way in hell.
Oh boy.
The Warriors, the Nuggets are not better than
L, what's good, man?
What's good, bros? It's good, huh?
You got us playing in the background?
I cut it off. I got it.
Oh, okay. How you doing, brother?
I'm chilling, bro. Thank you for having me. Hanging out tonight. It's Friday. No work tomorrow.
Oh man, that's lovely, bro. Hey, so Ethan was about to go in on a tangent, bro. Ethan was about to lose it, bro. Ethan, you okay, man?
Yeah, I just don't see a team that has Austin Rivers as the third scoring option being better than the Warriors.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I don't see that, but at the same time, people have their own opinion. Sometimes people see things that you don't necessarily see. And I don't want to blame them for that, but
if Jamal Murray is fully healthy, then they're one of my contenders.
Right.
I agree.
That's just how great of a player Jamal Murray is.
But in that regard, isn't it kind of the same thing with the Warriors? Because what if Klay Thompson doesn't come back 100%? I'm just estimating with the depth that they have, that even if they get Klay at 50%, that they can make a run to a championship. That's how great of a player Steph Curry is, in my opinion, and that's how deep they are.
Let me. I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna ask Sub first, and that'll give others time to think about what I'm asking Subliminal. Sub, is Steph Curry a top 10 NBA player of all time?
Offensively.
No, that ain't what I asked. That ain't what I asked.
Because he don't play no D.
Come on,
he don't play no D. You put him against Brooklyn. Who's he guarding? Joe Harris.
I
mean, they just hide him. They just hide him in the cuts. He ain't using no energy playing defense.
I just actually saw this one clip on Twitter today of Steph Curry clamping Kevin Durant in Game 7 of the Western. Remember when KD can make no shots? Like Curry got 2 strips on him in the final minute. I just found that hilarious. Sorry to cut off.
Yeah, and look at his steal totals. I'm just saying. I'm saying, and steals doesn't always equate to defense. Well, defensive prowess. The steal statistic does not equate to. Oh boy, here comes trouble. Here comes trouble. What's good, Duke?
Duke.
What's good?
So I asked. I'm gonna ask this question to Subliminal one more time, and then I'm gonna get out of the way because I want to hear his legit reason why Steph Curry is or is not. So I asked Subliminal 209: is Steph Curry a top 10 NBA player of all time? Is he Curry GOAT?
And like I said, I'm gonna have to go no because he's not a two-way player. He don't play no defense. He don't play no defense. He got, like I said, you match him up against Brooklyn. He's guarding Joe Harris. They just hide him. To me, to be top 10, you have to play both ways. Now, you want to go offense? Yes, he's definitely one of the best offensive shooter of all time. But as far as the player, the two-way player, no, I can't be on board with that.
Bro. So I'm gonna make a slight argument for, right? I'm gonna make a slight argument for, right? But I want to hear everybody else's answer to this because I think what I'm asking is not as obvious in one direction or the other as it seems. I think Steph Curry and this generation of scorers has muddied the waters so much in the GOAT conversations that if you lean one way or the other, Steph Curry can either be top 5 or maybe not top 50, depending on how you view NBA basketball, right? So Steph Curry is a 2-time league MVP, 1-time unanimous MVP.
First time and only unanimous.
Michael Jordan had never done that, right? Steph Curry took his team to the NBA Finals 5 years in a row, right? 5 years in a row, right? Steph Curry is 50, 40, 90 at I forget the number. I think he's done it like 2 or 3 times.
No, way more.
But 50% from the floor at point guard when the gold standard is 45%. The gold standard to be elite, to get on Mount Rushmore, 45% is where you want to be. Steph Curry did it at 50%. Right? Steph Curry is a 40% three-point shooter with defense locked in and focused on him. And with all that running all game long, he's 90% from the free throw line.
And can I add on another stat? In finals games where he had Kevin Durant as his teammate, double teams came at Steph Curry 67 times. Double teams came at Kevin Durant 2 times.
But what happened when there was no Kevin Durant, when there was no Klay Thompson, they didn't even make the playoffs. I mean, he injured his hand and was like, "Oh, I'm not playing the rest of the season. I'm done. Let's get a high draft pick."
He had
no. It's actually the opposite. It's actually he wanted to play, and his franchise didn't let him play because they were like, without the other guys, why would we risk injuring you further?
Yo, Freeze, they say that Steph Curry is the reason why he don't got the finals MVP, right?
Which one?
He don't have one at all.
I can make an argument that he could be.
Okay, so with that being said, you start narrowing it down. The when you make a good point when you say today's NBA has them either or, right? So that's a good point. That's a good analysis. When my NBA, I'm going to pick Allen Iverson over Steph Curry. In my NBA, yes.
Nah.
In 1-on-1, Iverson cooks him.
Nah.
In 1-on-1, Iverson gives him the business.
I'm with you on that.
All day, hard-wise, mentality-wise.
How many?
Hold up. You could say that, right? But you play Steph Curry 1-on-1 against prime J.R. Smith, and J.R. Smith gives Steph Curry the business.
Right.
So I can't really put that into account.
When you say top,
here's the other thing too, though, that you didn't mention. How many times has Allen Iverson been to the NBA Finals?
I understand all that.
How many times did
you asked my opinion, right? It's my opinion, right?
No, I actually asked Subliminal his opinion.
So, you was passing it around. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you was passing it around. So I thought it was my turn. I told him, I thought it was my turn,
bro.
So my opinion,
this your show. You could say whatever anytime you're ready.
In my opinion, I can name. You said top 10. I can name 10 players that's better than him.
Name them.
So I don't have him in the top 10.
Go.
Do I think he won the top 20? I could say that.
Go ahead. Name 10 NBA players better than Steph Curry?
Kareem, Jordan. Everybody put it up in the thing. You keep on going. Kareem, Jordan,
Magic,
LeBron, Kobe. The list just keep going on. Kawhi's a better player than Steph Curry.
No, he's not.
There's no way you just said that.
That's your opinion.
I have him 13th all time.
13?
In my opinion is Kawhi's better than Steph Curry because of what he could do, two-way player.
All right, so
something has to be said.
That's why it depends on the generation. See, these are young bloods that's talking, that's agreeing that he's up there. So I'm not their age. I'm old enough to be their age. So
the only thing I said is that Kawhi is not better than Curry. That is.
I always say that Kawhi is not better from Curry because I've seen time and time over again. Kawhi Leonard has 3 people helping him on defense to just guard Steph Curry. Kawhi Leonard is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and he calls for double teams when he has to guard Steph Curry.
You see how Unk threw the grenade and left the room?
Yeah.
Right.
That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. See, the young blood's gonna pick Curry. We expect them to do that. You know what I'm saying? The old heads gonna pick. We're gonna pick Jordan. We're gonna pick who we seen. And us being able to go through the generations, we can make a perfect analysis. So we can tell y'all things that we've seen. I can't tell y'all of the Robish Parrish days. That was when I started watching basketball. So I can't compare that, but I can compare Jordan, Robinson, LeBron, Kobe. I could do all that, and I could tell you what I come out with. Same way y'all could come out and tell me what y'all think. You know.
Okay, I'm an old head, and I got. Well, first of all, let me say peace to y'all.
Peace,
and peace to the peace everybody. Peace to the chat. What does Allen Iverson do better than Steph Curry?
I'm saying that's my dog, though.
But I'm asking you a question. What does Allen Iverson do better than Steph Curry?
His heart is he alpha. He from my era. He gonna go get it. He gonna go get it.
He gonna get what? The party on South Beach?
He gonna do it all. He gonna party on South Beach and come out there. He gonna bust Steph Curry. You know what?
Steph Curry would destroy Allen Iverson.
All he wants to do is shoot threes, right?
You can't be serious. You can't be serious, my brother. Allen Iverson is not efficient.
He doesn't only just shoot threes. That's just his best aspect is shooting threes. But he's also a good finisher at the same time. And he's not a bad mid-range shooter either. He just doesn't.
He's just way more efficient than Allen Iverson. Just way more efficient.
You talking about efficiency? I'm talking about just overall as an individual heart. I'm going to get it. I'm a little dude like you are. I'm gonna work my way. I'm gonna play down there with the big boys.
So what? So Steph Curry 6'5"?
His last game. Am I right or wrong?
So, yes. Well, you know what? Some of those games should have been his last game.
He does on the 3-point line, not what he does inside the box. I'm judging Allen Iverson by his overall heart.
Some of those games should have been his last game because let me ask you a question. If you had the NBA talent and you could play with Allen Iverson or Steph Curry, who would you play with? You would never play with Allen Iverson. You know why? Allen Iverson ain't gonna pass you the ball.
I'm on record. I picked Allen Iverson on my team when we had our draft. So that was my pick.
Allen Iverson would never pass you the ball.
Number 1 pick. I picked Allen Iverson.
And I just think that the aspect of saying Steph Curry doesn't play with the tremendous amount of heart is insane. Allen Iverson would never get 3 people doubled on him from half court. He'd probably 3 people double teaming him from half court, and he's still dropping 40. I think it's hard to say with nobody else on his team. I think it's hard to say he's not playing without heart. That game
just have 2 different skill sets because Curry ain't going to the cup against any 7-footers either. He's
not.
I mean, he is sometimes, not as much, but that's because it's not his play style.
He's actually
y'all all know AI demanded that stage when he stepped on that court. He didn't care who he played against. He ain't settle for no threes.
You can argue
he didn't shoot at half.
Because it was a different era.
It was different.
All the attention is on Curry.
Curry's a better statistical finisher at the rim than Allen Iverson.
That speaks to his basketball IQ. Allen Iverson couldn't play with any of the good players in their prime. Just couldn't. Stackhouse got better when he left. Kukoc couldn't play with him. Weber busted knee. AI, the other AI, Iguodala was like a 3rd string when he played Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, and this is no knock to AI, heart and all. It takes a certain kind of team building to play with Allen Iverson.
That's true.
A certain type of team building where everybody else has to kind of get out of the way and allow him to do his thing. If Allen Iverson played in today's game when they're playing more so of a motion basketball, there'd be a lot of fights in them locker rooms, yo. There'd be a lot of fights because he don't want to pass the basketball. And that right there, it's not 1-on-5.
It's a lot of NBA players like that nowadays.
And there's a lot of NBA players walking around with no rings.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
See them fingers? No rings.
Mm-hmm.
No rings.
Yeah,
You got to be able. Steph Curry allowed KD, and he don't get enough credit for this. He allowed KD to come in and be comfortable and take a step back and bring in arguably one of the greatest basketball players we've ever seen, and allowed him to be comfortable and come in and win 2 MVPs.
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know if he demanded that. He was the best player. Why? Because he could do it all. He could do all the things that Steph Curry can't.
Yeah,
when
you're the best player on the team.
When you need a basket outside of a 3-pointer, because your 3-pointer is a low percentage shot, right? We all can agree with that, right? So you know you're going to give it to KD because he's going to get you that high percentage shot. So your chance of winning that game is high with KD shooting the shot than Curry shooting the shot, right? That's
to them, they're both high percentage shots because that's what they excel in.
Right. So AD, you make a great point about building a team around AI. That's a great point. That's facts. But we was talking about individual, 1-on-1. My money on AI still.
Yeah, that's why.
I don't really take account the 1-on-1 thing and aspect.
1-on-1 doesn't make you a better player.
This ain't the Rucker. Well,
okay, exactly who I thought was a better player, right? We ain't saying who played on a better team. The question was to ask who played on a better team, who had better surrounding cast. It's who did we think that he was a top 10 player?
Okay,
I say no, and I gave you who I thought was better than him. That's just my opinion.
I don't think Steph is the top all-time player. I'll give you that. But if I don't think Steph is an all-time player,
all I did was just say AI was my favorite player who I thought was better than me. But I still don't got Steph Curry in my top 10.
He's not in my top 10 neither. But
so we ain't agreeing. So what I'm saying, I just
AI can't see. AI can't see Steph, God.
I said, is AI in your top 10?
Oh hell no.
Nah, AI not in my top 10.
Okay,
AI ain't in my top 20. AI ain't in my top 25. Hell no.
Nah, the AI not in my top 10. They just asked who I thought was better. Freeze asked me who I thought was better, right? See?
So where would AI?
AI probably be somewhere between probably 15 to 20.
And where's Curry?
Top 20.
Curry
will probably be around 18, 19, somewhere around there.
Curry will be ahead of AI though, for me.
That's your opinion.
I have Curry listed at 13. Can I go through my top 12?
Yeah.
All right, so I have Curry, then I have KG, then I have KD, Hakeem, Tim Duncan, Bill Russell, Wilt, Larry Bird, Shaq, Kobe, Magic, Kareem, LeBron, and MJ, and that's pretty much it.
That's a nice list right there.
Nice list. No, look, that's your list, right? So no disagreeing for me. I'm okay with that,
bro. I'm here to tell you that this Allen Iverson Steph Curry debate is one for.
It's not a debate.
It's not a debate because there are seasons where Steph Curry shot higher from the 3 than Allen Iverson shot from the field.
Hey, I totally agree, Unc. I told you. I agree with all y'all. I agree with all y'all, but I'm just telling you who I'm. If I'm going, I'm putting my money on. I'm going AI. That's just me. I'm different. I'm looking at it from a different standpoint than y'all. So y'all looking at it from a stat standpoint. I'm not looking at it from that point.
Right.
That's why I don't disagree with what y'all saying.
But you're not rolling with I'm
looking at it differently. I'm looking at it from a whole different standpoint than you
logic here. You're not rolling with logic here. If you're talking about you want to just roll out the basketball and go play Rucker style basketball.
I'm talking about basketball too. I'm just talking about it from a different standpoint than y'all talking about it from. That's all.
Who has he played with that he ingratiated himself to?
Listen, I agree with you all that. I agree.
Now, when the Sixers went to the finals against LA, they surrounded him with nothing but.
I'm just telling you who I feel is better than Steph Curry. That's my opinion.
Right.
Can't nobody change that.
And so, for the record, and to L's defense, he didn't say he was going to use logic. He said this is his opinion, and not saying that his opinion is not logical, What I'm saying is he said based on what he believes that AI is better in his belief. So you got to give him, and listen, I respect that.
I need you to pass that L.
I didn't disagree with any of y'all.
I need you to pass that L. I need you to pass it this way.
It's like all the way up. It's like my fifth. It's like my fifth blue bottle.
So all the way up.
What I will say is this. In my opinion, Steph Curry is not only in my top 5, he might be creeping closer to the GOAT status, closer than what you think.
Oh dear God!
Before y'all knock me off, before I get sniped, listen to what I have to say about it, and then I promise I'll move out of the way and let y'all run. Right. So when I discuss revolutionizing the game, being the GOAT, a lot of the people that was mentioned are replicas of other people that came before them. So you can't tell me that Kobe and MJ are in the top 10 when Kobe is a duplicate or replica
of MJ.
That's right.
Because what did Kobe revolutionize? And listen, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I'm not knocking him or his accomplishments. But what I'm saying is if MJ is the GOAT, I don't want a carbon copy nowhere close. Right? And so what I'm saying is Steph Curry from day one revolutionized NBA basketball. And if you can look right now at Steph Curry clones that are eating right now because of Steph Curry paving the way.
And they're still not even close to Steph Curry.
Right. When you look at Dame Lillard's, when you look at Dame time, that's not Dame time. In the words of the immortal American poet Dougie Fresh, Dame Lillard, Steph Curry is your father. Right? Trey Young, Steph Curry revolutionized the game for you.
That's right.
The point guards that come along that are a certain player prototype,
Freezy,
Steph Curry did it first.
Basically, just look at anyone in high school and in college.
But let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. Right. So I have MJ and I have Magic Johnson. So if you're a Luka Doncic, you didn't revolutionize nothing. Magic Johnson is your father. If you're
you could be ashamed of yourself with that one, Freezy.
If you're a Grant Hill, if you 6'8" ball handler, full-time facilitator, Magic Johnson paved the way for you. Don't come in here and tell me Vince Carter should be up here when I first saw Dr. J do this. Right? I love and appreciate everything that these dudes did. But don't tell me you're a revolutionary because you revolutionized something that you saw somebody revolutionize. That means you're a copy. And no disrespect to you, right? No disrespect to you, but Steph Curry revolutionized today's NBA game. He changed the game. The NBA game is different because of Steph Curry. The NBA game is different because of Michael Jordan. The NBA game is different because of Magic Johnson. It's not different because of Allen Iverson. Because Allen Iverson at 6 foot and look, I've been at Allen Iverson one time, and he looked at me and was like, "Hey, you the bodyguard?" So one of my claims to fame is Allen Iverson spoke to me. Right? That's one of my claims to fame. Right? No, I ain't no bodyguard. Allen Iverson. Anyway, and he ain't 6 foot tall. And that dude is about like 5'10". That dude ain't no 6 foot. So anyway, what I'm saying is when we compare all these dudes, let's compare the revolutionaries first. Right? Let's do if you didn't revolutionize the game, if you didn't win the MVP multiple times, if you didn't win multiple championships, you should not be in this conversation.
Yeah, AI, Freeze, AI changed the NBA game. See, you was on to something.
Because he wore cornrows?
It don't matter.
Oh
it don't matter.
We don't taking this conversation. We don't take it.
No, but that's I'm saying. But Freezy good because he changed the narrative about what people want to become. How people want to become Steph Curry. That's how you freaked it though. Freeze, I ain't going front. Like you even had me like, I know he just say pull that rabbit out the hat like that.
But did he not revolutionize?
But the thing is,
He did.
Revolutionizing the game is also like a big factor. It's putting you, like, I guess, in the all-time list, like higher up.
Yeah, because the thing is, these dudes took the game that was played one way and did it their way, and made all the other 480 people stop what they was doing and try to do it your way. Like after Michael Jordan, everybody was looking for a 6'6" shooting guard that can jump out the gym and score. Right? After Steph Curry, everybody was looking for a 6'2", 6'3" pick and roll point guard that can shoot the three out of the pick and roll. Or catch and shoot. You never heard the term catch and shoot until Steph Curry. I mean, casual fans. Now I'm talking to casual fans. I know y'all have heard it before. You know what I'm saying? So y'all bear with me on that. So Steph Curry goes up this list just based on him revolutionizing the game.
But who are you taking? Who are you taking off the? I heard. I can't remember. I don't know if it was Hadouken or the other gentleman.
Ethan.
He gave 12 of the greatest ball players who ever played this game. Who are you taking off that list to put Steph Curry on there? Who?
You mean who are we sliding down to move Steph Curry up?
Yeah, who are you taking off that list?
So okay.
12. Who you taking off that list?
So I didn't hear the list, but I know.
You want me to repeat it?
I know Dr. J and George Gervin better be on it.
No, they were not.
Oh my goodness!
But you see what he did though. You see how he changed it on us. See, he went from how he put him up there because he changed the game and how he got everybody following, wanting to do it and be like him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So he changed. He's not talking about talent. Why? He's talking about what he came and did and why he's up there.
But
I can repeat the list if you want.
Okay.
Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant. Oh, hold on. Let me see. It's like loading a bit. Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant, Hakeem Olajuwon, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, and hold on, this thing is taking way too long to load. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kobe Bryant.
You could take KG out of it. You could definitely put him over KG. Absolutely.
I would take Steph Curry over anybody not named Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson.
Over LeBron, I can't. I'm not taking Steph for LeBron.
I did see Steph Curry beat LeBron in the finals. Was it twice?
How are you taking?
It was 3 times.
How are you taking over Kareem? Kareem has 6 MVPs before 10 years in the league. 6 MVPs before 10 years in the league. 6.
I didn't say Kareem wasn't great. You know, I love Kareem. I tell the Larry O'Brien story often, probably too often. I didn't say Kareem is not.
He's the league points leader without a 3-point shot.
We know this. And I'm not saying that the dude's not great.
If you want to go by rings, you go